Let's start with natural gas. So we eventually broke down through this $3 level down to the 285 level, which is what I thought might happen, and I'm pretty pleased about because we can pick up some more longs here. I'm just waiting for a confirmed reversal here. So far we've got a spike low candle, which is pretty good, right down to the 285 level on the nose. So that's absolutely perfect. And if this candle closes bullish, like it is at the moment, then we'll be looking to add some more positions. I'm long from $3.10 at the moment, so I'll be looking to add around about 290 if this candle sort of holds the way it is. That'll put our average price at $3, which is just above us, which is perfect. And we'll be looking for a rally back up to these highs at around 363 to 365, and probably the top of this channel. If I switch to the day chart, you can see how that channel is formed. So we're aiming for the top there. Now there is a danger, of course, that we break down through this 285 level. It's a really, really key level. If I pan out like this on the day chart, you can see this is actually the real breakout level. We had the intermediate support level at $3, which we've now failed, and we've broken down to this level. If we don't hold here, of course, there's the channel bottom, which we might need to test. And as with all channels, it's probably tempting to break the channel, and we could get down into some of these even lower levels. Here's the 200-day moving average at around about 255 to 260, and then we've got the really, really crucial 250 level below that, which is the dividing level between the bullish and the bearish scenarios. So this could get a little messy here. We've got the 100-day moving average, which we're busy testing at the moment. We've got this 285 strong support level. Then we've got the channel bottom, and then a few levels beneath us, including the 786 Fibonacci level, and that's at about 268. And then we've got the 250 to 260 level below here, where the 200 period moving average is. And then the 250 level, and that's not even beyond reach at this stage. We might even need to test there and beyond. I don't think so, and I'm hoping that we'll hold support right here at 285. Let's go back to the 4-hour chart. And you can see we're trying to form this reversal candle right now, having touched precisely $2.85. So if we can hold this shape here, I'll be looking to add some more at the rollover, bringing our average price to $3. And then I'll be watching really, really closely because, as I said, we might have to actually probe slightly lower. And if we get convincingly into the 270s and don't manage to sort of bounce up from there, then I'll be looking to hedge this entire position, and I'll consider taking that hedge off on a bounce again back up towards the levels that we're at now. So that's the overall idea on natural gas. We'll see how we go, and it all starts with this current 4-hour candle, and we'll find out if this holds shape and manages to bounce. If it does, we'll be looking to add some more longs there, as I described earlier. Quickly looking at oil, we took profits on this. We bought near the bottom. We took profits earlier today, so we're out of WTI oil. I'm not too sure which way this will go, but we are beneath all the moving averages and current support, which is this swing low here, more or less where the 200 period moving average is. And then we've got the 20, 150 well above us. So I think there's probably, perhaps potentially, more weakness in WTI oil. We're short on cocoa from the top of this channel. I described this in a previous video, and you can have a look at that. I'll put the link up at the end of this one. And after 3 days of rallying back up to the underside of the channel, which is quite normal, we're just starting to see a little bit of a fall back today. We'll see how that goes. And then we're also short on sugar. And I'm not really going to talk about sugar too much. This has been an intolerably long consolidation period up here, and we're still waiting for the short to come in. We may need to retest the top of this channel, as I've described in previous videos. I'll try and put a link to that at the end of this one too. Bitcoin, we have no positions. So going across to metals here, I've got gold, silver, copper, platinum, and then UEC and URA. We're long on URA, short on UEC. We're long on gold from 1937. We don't have position on silver or on copper or on platinum, and we've got those two positions on UEC and URA. And then when it comes to stocks, I really don't know. There's not a lot of news today, and we've had this massive bullish run on NASDAQ and S&P. I think NASDAQ's up 13%, S&P up 10 or 11%, and we've seen Nvidia up something like 30%, quite a lot. As Apple up quite a lot as well. Tesla sort of chopping, changing in the middle, and Microsoft, we're short on Microsoft too. I'm just seeing in the pre-market that Microsoft's actually getting a bit of a bounce, and we're above this current high at the moment. So we'll see how these work out. But overall, I think we may need to move higher on stocks into new all-time highs, but I think we're going to have a bit of a pullback first. I'm far from convinced either way on stocks, whether we're going to be going up to new all-time highs or close to those, or whether we're going to be seeing a big pullback and a collapse in the next few months. I don't know. A lot depends on the economic numbers that come out, good and bad, and the way that might affect the Fed rate hike or even rate cut decisions. I don't know, but a lot's going to depend on how bad the data can get, perhaps, and also how good the data can get, because we're still in a phase, I think, where bad news is good news for the stock markets. I'm not too sure how long that's going to last, though, and I don't think for too much longer. So in any case, I think it's a bit of a crapshoot. We're short on S&P, we're short on NASDAQ, we're short on Microsoft, Nvidia, and Apple. We just missed getting short yesterday at 191. I think we missed it by a few pennies. But perhaps if we get another shot at that, we'll look to sell Apple as well. And then just going across to the Forex majors. So here I've got the euro and the pound and the dollar yen, the Aussie dollar, the dollar Swiss franc, and the dollar index. Now you can see what I thought we might get on the dollar index, and we didn't follow the top path, we followed the bottom one down. Pretty accurately, I suppose. And as the dollar moves down, we've seen the major currencies move up. I expect the dollar will continue to weaken. We may get a bit of bouncing around, and the dollar index is certainly not going to head down in a unidirectional phase. It's going to bounce back up a bit occasionally, and we've got resistance above us at about 105, this level here, previous support and the swing high. So we could get some bounces back up on the dollar index, which will bring the euro and the pound lower, and perhaps put pressure on stocks and gold and things like that as well. But overall, I think we're moving down. We took some profit on our long euro trade. That was a good profit. We're now out of that. And we're not in the pound at this stage. So the only major currency play that we have on at the moment is short dollar yen. And we're short from 151.60 and a whole bunch of other positions below that. They're all in profit right now. My first target for dollar yen is 147. I'll just draw in a couple of target zones for you. So here's the 147 target zone. And then a little lower down, we've got another zone at around 145. That's this previous swing high and these swing lows and those swing highs there and these swing lows. So we've got a 147 target and then a 145 target on dollar yen, and that'll put us many hundred pips in the profit. So we're just holding that for now. And as I said, we don't have any positions on the euro and the pound. And the dollar index, I think we may see a little bit of a bouncing around. You can see actually that the pound and the euro are already coming off a little bit. And the dollar yen getting a small fraction of a bounce. Let's go back to the 4 hour. It's a little bit of a bounce there in the corner. So that's what I expect on the majors. Generally short on the dollar, long on the euro, long on the pound, short on the dollar yen. We'll be looking for opportunities to get back into the euro and the pound on the long side a little bit later on. We're going to be holding the dollar yen position. We'll have to see how we go on stocks. As I said, I'm completely ambivalent on it. I really don't know. We could go to new all-time highs, or we could be seeing a top right where we are at the moment. There's good argument for a top to be in place on, for example, the S&P. We're right at these resistance levels. We're incredibly overbought. We've got a large degree of separation from us and the moving averages, which may need to be reverted, or a mean reversion sort of play there. So that's what we're hoping for. But we'll be looking to buy dips later on. Perhaps on the S&P, for example, down to the swing low here, about 43.50. It's also a swing high. And perhaps even deeper. I don't know. We're just going to play these by ear. And it could be by chance and per luck that we've got in right at the top of a move that's going to continue lower quite significantly. I'm not too sure. I really don't know. We talked about metals. We have a long position on gold from 1937. And then we've got a short UEC and a long URA position. We may close those a bit later on today, depending on how those open up. And of course, we're waiting for the 4 hour rollover on natural gas to complete. And we'll be watching this closely to see if we want to add some more positions here to bring our average to about $3. And then sugar and London cocoa futures, we'll just have to wait and see. WTI, we're out for now, and we'll wait to see how that plays out over the coming hours and days and perhaps even weeks. Well, take care. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, perhaps consider subscribing so that you don't miss the new videos that come out. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.